Well, player ratings: Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 0. Obviously, we had to come in on quick start with this on the day, and you know how we do it on Sunday. We really start late because of how the previous day has gone ahead to be, and we need to obviously recharge our batteries, right? So much like button, comment, and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Let's see close to 300 likes marking this video, and let's continue to subscribe because this channel is really calling in for 21,000 subscribers. And guys, I tell you what, soon we are gonna be hitting that milestone. You know, it's a Sunday. Welcome back from church. Those that have gone ahead to pray there, and those that went ahead to obviously pray from home. God is everywhere, and you can really find him everywhere. So the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. And here we come in peace to see to it that a lot comes your way. Now, Arsenal went ahead to win yesterday, and they're on top of the Premier League table, and Man City went ahead to obviously try to keep in reach or in distance with the side of Arsenal. You know, when they went ahead to command a win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was really commanding because it ended 5-1. And that's what we're here to discuss about here, about the Arsenal player ratings. Now, if you talk about Arsenal and their player ratings of the players that went ahead to showcase, David Raya, 15th clean sheet this season, and he won the Golden Glove yesterday. As I told you, that he won it the night Everton conceded a goal when they're playing against Luton Town, and that is exactly what went ahead to happen. So I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 because coming in through for the very first time in a team, yet the season had already gone ahead to start, and you started in with huge games. He started when they're playing against Everton, ended 1-0. He made some blunders, but the manager trusted him and knew it was all about time to see to it that he suits into his team. And obviously, he is really there. That is the man himself, known as David Raya. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. We go to the right back, Benjamin White. Obviously, good game, but they're trying to obviously make him porous. But there was a very good cover-up of Bukayo Saka and Saliba, who really played onto the right-sided centre-back, and he went ahead obviously put in a shift that was really very, very giving, and it saw him really gather a lot of influence in there for you. 7.5 out of 10. Tomiyasu, very solid, and I tell you what, he was really good on the night, and for me, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. He was one of the best players on the field of play that people are really taking unnoticed. But I tell you what, Tomiyasu was the guy down into the team doing the needful in the mix. So that is Tomiyasu for you. And we go to the central defense, right-sided centre-back, Gabriel Magalhaes, twice. He would have gone ahead to be the orchestrator of his own trolling, because he almost gifted 2 balls. The first one, it was David Raya who really came early enough because the pass was short, but because he's a sweeper goalkeeper, he came in through and obviously did the needful. And people were asking, why didn't he do the same thing when playing against Bayern Munich? I think inexperience caused that. And the second one, he really lost the ball sloppily, and the striker of Bournemouth faced David Raya, and David Raya went ahead to put in a very good save. By the way, people were asking themselves why I went ahead to give him an 8 out of 10. One of the reasons is he found himself in a position of doing the needful. And what was the needful he went ahead to do? Keeping Arsenal in a position of not conceding any goal as a player, right? So, Gabriel Magalhaes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Saliba, very solid. He was really commanding, and I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 into that game of football. That is William Saliba. Thomas Partey, energy. You know, shielding the back four, doing the interceptions, you know, initiating the attacks, connecting the attack to the midfield, or the midfield to the attack. He did a lot into that game of football, and it's sort of it that the yellow card he gets was really very, very professional, because we all know Bournemouth, when they really hit you on the break, they are a deadly side, and Thomas Partey said, I'm gonna really come up and do the needful. So he went up to really put in a very good goal as a player. That is Partey, and I give him an 8.5 out of 10 on the occasion. Now we go to Declan Rice, right? Declan Rice. Oh my God. Talk of a player who has all what it takes to see to it that he runs that midfield, he shields the back four, and he obviously goes ahead to really score goals. You know, he did everything that a player is supposed to be doing in the field of play. He defended, he connected the midfield to the attack, he had an assist, and he found himself in a position of really getting along with a goal that really was an icing on a cake, that was a last nail in the coffin for Bournemouth on their visit to the side called Emirates. So for me, Declan Rice gets a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I would even go ahead to give him a 10 out of 10 because he put in a very beautiful shift as a player, and I tell you what, he deserves his flowers, and I think he did the needful on the night. That is Declan Rice for you. Martin Odegaard, obviously, he played very well, and when you look at the penalty, he's the man that really releases Kai Havertz to obviously create space for that penalty, and Saka went ahead to obviously score that goal, right? After all that, we found ourselves into the mix, and this guy went ahead to put in lots and lots of performances. So for me, Odegaard gets an 8.5 out of 10 on the night. After that, we go to Saka. Oh my God. Saka was responsible for the first goal, but he had very many chances of really scoring a goal. When you look at the second goal, second, third, I think, second goal, it was Odegaard who really releases Declan Rice. Declan Rice really gives it to Trossard. So Saka scored a goal, and the first half had the names of Bukayo Saka written on it. That is it. And it would have been very bad that Saka never wanted to score in the first half. But I liked it when he capped the first half with that penalty. But he had very many chances. He put in crosses. He was really all over the pitch. Even the second half, he was everywhere. You know, that's what I want Saka to be like. He went ahead to score his 16th goal of the Premier League season, and is flawless to hit 20 goals this season. That is Bukayo Saka for you. So for me, I was excited for what Saka went ahead to do, and I felt like, all right, he did something special and different. That is Bukayo Saka for you. Now, Saka, 9 out of 10. That is it. We go to Trossard. He never had a very good game. I could say he had a fair game yesterday, and what made him a standout player is that goal he scores. That he needed one chance to show his presence or his impact into that team of Arsenal. He has gone ahead to stamp himself ahead of Martinelli. However much the manager loves Martinelli, but Martinelli has gone ahead to show us that whenever he's having competition, he shrinks. That is it. Because when Trossard had not gone ahead to come, Martinelli was something else. But when Trossard came in through and is also performing and scoring, it was because last season, Trossard was only putting in assists, and he scored, I think, was it one Premier League goal, if I'm not mistaken, and he scored it against Brentford, but he put in close to 10-11 assists. But this time round, Trossard is really on fire. He has gone ahead to score 11 Premier League goals, and he has 1 assist. For Martinelli, he hasn't even hit 10. So it shows you how he has gone ahead to overshadow him, and you should really admit that Trossard is on that pitch on merit. And the worst thing for Martinelli is that even if he comes on the field of play, he gets chances. In the previous 4 games, Martinelli comes off the bench, he gets chances and doesn't really utilize them, because the only thing that can convince Arteta that Martinelli is back is getting him to the scoring terms, but he's not really scoring goals and missing very many huge chances. Trossard, 8 out of 10 for me. He was not all that brilliant, but that goal he scores was really very important because it cuts Arsenal off the rope, of having 1 goal, and living recklessly, because Bournemouth energy goes down when Arsenal scores the second goal, and it reduces their mentality of thinking that maybe we can get something out of the game. However much Bournemouth went ahead to attack Arsenal after them scoring the second goal, but they never did it with the urge like they did it with when they were really having 1 goal. So Trossard, 8 out of 10. Kai Havertz, obviously, not on target, that is it, but he gets himself an assist for the first goal, the penalty, and he really had some other chances and really looked good on the night. And I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 as Kai Havertz. Then we go to the substitutes. Martinelli, 7 out of 10 because he came in through, got chances and never scored. And I think was a little bit selfish into that game. If I'm not mistaken, you can as well agree with me that at a certain point X, this man really looked selfish into the game. Then after, we talk Jesus. Came in through, his impact was felt. He read the run of Declan Rice like a book, released him. Declan Rice went ahead to do justice to that pass coming in from Jesus, and he went ahead to obviously get himself an assist. That's what Jesus gets you, and it was played onto the right side of the attacking midfield. That is Gabriel Jesus for you. And this is something I really thought that Arteta would do when they're playing against Bayern Munich, because all what he needed was to get in players who can open up play. Get Trossard in the middle of the park, in the central midfield, Martinelli off the left, take off Bukayo Saka and get on Jesus. But he did it yesterday, and I think it's one of the plans that he had to use to obviously knock out this side of Bayern Munich. Because if you put in those players that are really having intensity and really press resistant, you obviously get to know that they are going to open up that team in there for you. So after that, who else came on? Let me see. I saw Martinelli come on. I saw who else? Jesus come on. Let me see who else came on. Let me be on point. Who else? He made only two substitutions, you know. And for the manager, 8.5 out of 10. He managed that game better and better and better. So my man of the match for me is Declan Rice. He takes the day. And Saka for me is a 9. And I think Declan Rice with an assist and a goal. I think for a person who was going to hit obviously surpass the numbers that was going to hit to score and the numbers that was going to hit to hold in this season, in this entire season, because right now Declan Rice has gone ahead to get 7 goals and 8 assists in 36 games. I tell you, he hasn't missed out on any single game of Arsenal. 7 goals and 8 assists, and it's really very, very good for a player of his caliber. So he takes the man of the match accolade from me. Those are what I had as the player ratings. I'm calling in for your reactions in the comment section below on who do you think deserves to be the man of the match, and rate every player on the scale of 10. Good evening. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Chelsea is annihilating West Ham by 4-0, and Arsenal fans don't trust West Ham that can obviously stop the side of Man City on the final day. I think the only team that can stop Man City is none other than Tottenham Hotspur, but that all works when Arsenal wins against Man United next Sunday. Ciao, ciao.